1978's Dawn of the Dead is still the pinnacle in zombie films. This one is enjoyable and sure it's a little bit cheesy by today's standards, but it still is a good zombie movie in my opinion. 45 years later, and this one is still regarded as a cult classic. So the story of this one is that when the zombie apocalypse begins, 4 people take refuge in a shopping mall while society around them collapses. And from there, it's one of the best zombie movies I ever have seen. I remember watching this for the first time several years ago. I was impressed. Not only are the characters likable, they also have good character development. And not just that, this traditionally don't feel like a horror film. The reason I say that is because the music is upbeat, it's cheesy, it's not scary whatsoever. And also, there is a surprising amount of humor within this film, making it one of the lightest zombie movies I have seen. And I get what the late George A. Romero was doing with the story of this. He wanted to show these 4 people surviving in this shopping mall. And not just that, but coming off his original Night of the Living Dead, he wanted to show the zombie apocalypse on a larger scale and just show all kinds of mass hysteria. At the end of the day, I would recommend this one to people out there who are fans of zombie movies. Certainly a very silly zombie film by today's standards, but then again, this one also has a great story with it as well. Now, I do like the characters in this movie, and the good thing is there's only 4 of them. That's something this film really exceeds at. Not a whole lot of characters, just focusing on the 4 of them, and well, basically you care more about what they go through. Ken Foree playing Peter Washington did a great job. Peter is a badass, and not just that, he actually cares about the people he is with. And then there's his partner Roger, who's also a SWAT member. And so they look after each other. They have some good chemistry together, those 2 actors. And then there's also another interesting character, Stefan, flying a helicopter with his girlfriend who is pregnant, by the way, Francine. So 4 of them are living in the mall. It takes them a couple of months. And that's the thing about this film is that, sure, it's slow paced, but it does a good job with the character development. But to be honest here, I like the 2004 remake better. And that reason being is because it gets to the mall real fast. And it's more fast paced. Like there's zombies all throughout the film. And that's the thing I have to complain about this movie. Not a whole lot of zombies. Sure, they show up. But for most of the film, it's just the 4 characters just hang out at the mall. I don't hate this film. I think it's great. But it takes them over 30 minutes to get to the mall. And this movie's over 2 hours. So it is kind of a chore, but at the same time, I get what the late George A. Romero was doing with this movie. He was telling not just a zombie film, but a film about people surviving the zombie apocalypse. And I think this is one of his best films he did during the time. But seriously, what's up with the zombie makeup? It looks awful. I get it was 1978, but it's just people painting in blue paint. Like, what is that? They really couldn't put some kind of artificial wounds or whatever, the makeup. But then again, this film came out a long time ago, so I get why the zombie makeup is so simple. Overall, when it comes down to it, this film should be a great example of what zombie films should strive for. And that is not so much on the zombie action, but more on the character development. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. If I had any other complaints, it's the mere fact that this is a slight spoiler, but when the bikers show up near the end of the movie, I felt like it was a missed opportunity because those bikers could have been the main villains of this film. Even though the bikers acted too damn silly for me to take seriously, it would have been nice seeing them fight against the 4 main characters a few times. Still, a film of his time and definitely a must-watch for any George A. Romero fan out there. And that is my review of Dawn of the Dead. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.